Welcome back to the Keeping It Real with KC podcast. I, of course, am your host, KC Phoenix. It is time for a collective love reading. I already have the cards out. As for all the readings, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it's not your story, don't try to make it fit. I'm just a person here reading energy and tarot cards. You know your story better than I ever could. Also, all of the readings are up for July. The general readings are up for all of the signs. The love readings are up for all of the signs. The money readings are up for all of the signs. If you are a Cancer, since July is Cancer season, you get bonus readings for every single one. So you should have a total of 6 readings this month. Also, today, my goal, knock on wood, is that I'm working on the general August readings for all of the signs. So, Leo, since August is Leo season, Leo, you will receive a bonus for every single reading I do for August. So for the general, the love, and the money, you will receive a bonus. I'm starting on the general readings today for all the signs for August. All right, let's hop into this now that I got all that out the way. So, where to start? This whole thing, you know what? I had this. I set this to the side. I have to read this to you. Basically, I was thinking about this Patti LaBelle song because the title of this is an unintended separation. And I feel like, because I'm picking up like 2 or 3 timelines here of different things, but I also feel like it goes back to the same thing, like it wasn't intended. Like one, it could have been a forced separation where it was just like, okay, you two had to go apart for a while. Or another one could have been, it was a misunderstanding. And then there was another situation that I was sort of picking up where it was a family situation where it was possibly a misunderstanding. And then maybe there's a chance to get back together, but I guess we will see. But one of the things that's ringing in my head is this Patti LaBelle song. It's called I Never Stop Loving You. So I'm going to read this very quickly. And basically it opens up like never, never stop loving you. And then it says, I've done a lot of things in my life and my time. And at times I found the answers to some questions that were heavy on my mind. Every fantasy ceased to be a mystery to me. Done a lot of things that I have lived to regret, but all the moves I made were not enough to help me forget. In solitude, I find your kiss stays on my mind after all this time. And then it goes into the chorus. I never stopped loving you. I only did what I had to do. Though we've been so far apart, you've kept your place in my heart. I've never stopped loving you. Shared a part of me with you, I let you touch. That secret place inside my hungry heart that couldn't get enough. I just can't forget what was so perfect with you. Your scent, your touch, your kiss, your everything stays burned in my memory, and it keeps me yearning to share some smiles again like we did back then, my old friend. And then, of course, the chorus, never stop loving you, whatever. And then going down. It says, and God only knows just how far I would go to get back together with you. Do you suppose we could bloom like a rose when it's kissed by early morning's dew? I ain't gonna do it because I can't get through it. So I never stopped loving you. I never stopped loving you. I only did what I had to do. Oh, we've been so far apart. You kept a place in my heart. I never stopped loving you. That is what the energy like I'm getting from this. Where this separation is doing a number. So one of the cards that came out was, is it true? I heard you were dating someone else. Is it true? Please tell me it isn't. So during the separation, some of you might have even considered dating someone, or someone's just saying something, meaning that they don't know the full story, but they're telling this person, oh, you know such and such is dating now, even though they don't know that you're dating. They're just going by something that they may think is accurate. Now, something just said to me, so I'm going to throw this out there. For some of you, you may have wanted the person to think that you are dating even though you're really not, or they may have wanted you to think that they are dating even though they are really not. Throwing that out there too. Now, other card surrounding, obviously, separation, sadness, missing you, thinking about you, yearning, unsure of future. So separation. Again, this is the card that came out. Now, since we're talking about separation, I want to talk about the bottom of the deck. By the way, I use 2 love oracle decks and I use 1 tarot deck to do this reading. So this is just one of the oracle decks. Bottom of the deck, it says axe, breakup, separation, stop the pattern, silent treatment, abandonment. That's the other thing too. I feel like someone may feel like they've been abandoned, or either they had to abandon someone else, especially if there was some type of marriage involved. I really feel like the person who decided to say, hey, let's separate, the other person was feeling abandoned because they felt it was out of the blue. Again, take what resonates, leave what does not. Now, for another surrounding card, it says cassette, outdated thinking, conditioning, replaying events, over in your head. So this is something on repeat. Again, going back to the song where they were talking about they can't, where she's singing, if you haven't heard the song, it's a pretty song. Again, it's by Patti LaBelle, I Never Stop Loving You. But where she's singing like, I can't get you out of my mind. You know, she's like, your kiss, what does she say? Your scent, your touch, your kiss, your everything stays burned in my memory. So that's what this is, where it's like cassette, where it's like on repeat, the times you kiss, the times you laugh, the times you touch, their scent, all of that stuff is in somebody's head, whether it's your head, their head, or both of you. There's something there that someone can't get out. Then the other surrounding card is, you're my soulmate. It must be written in the stars because you most definitely are my destiny. We belong together. So with the separation, somebody still sees that there's something here. Or it could be both of you, where one person may see, yeah, this person is my soulmate, but I can't be with them right now. And going back to the I Never Stop Loving You song, in the chorus again, I never stopped loving you, I only did what I had to do. Again, I feel like for some of you, there may have been a forced separation. Like something that was out of your control, that it couldn't be helped, you know. Now, bottom of the other oracle deck is runaway. Would you pack a bag and meet me in Hawaii? I just want to get away from the world and be alone with you. So run away. So somebody wants to run away with someone. They just want to be alone with this person. And I just heard to express their feelings in my head. Now, let's talk about the heart of the matter right quick, and then we'll talk about the surrounding tarot cards. So, heart of the matter, self-indulgence, focus on self, self-worth, time to heal, shadow work, self-appreciation. So this is saying, while the separation is occurring, if you cannot get back together, especially if it's a forced separation, like let's say somebody had to move to another city or another state or something like that, whether, what's the word I'm looking for? Whether permanently or temporarily. This is saying, use this time during the separation to focus on you. Use this time during the separation to better yourself. And do that. So that's what that is about. Now, no one compares. It says, no matter how many people I've met and experiences I have, there's no one who compares to you. So this is going through your head, this is going through their head, or both of you. No one compares. Again, the consensus is this is soulmate energy. Now, this is somebody, because this is at the heart of the matter too, the Ten of Pentacles. This is why I feel there may have been a marriage, because this gives me family vibes. And again, I feel like there may have been some abandonment, because I do feel there might have been children involved in one of the timelines. Doesn't have to be your timeline. I'm talking about one of the timelines. There's multiple timelines here. But for one of the timelines, I feel there were children involved. And when this person came in and said, hey, I want to separate, the other person felt like, wow, you're going to separate. You don't want to work this out. You don't want to do this. You don't want to do that. You'll just abandon the children. There may have been some of that energy for others of you with this Ten of Pentacles in a different timeline. I feel this is saying that that this person wanted to build something with you, or you wanted to build something with them, something long-term, something long-lasting. If you don't have kids, more than likely you wanted kids as well. You were looking to start a family. You were looking to have something stable. Also, I don't know why, when I noticed this particular flower right here in this card, something said to me somebody likes fresh flowers. Don't know what that's about. You know better than me. But that's what, when I happened to catch this flower when I was looking at the card, something had just said someone likes fresh flowers. Okay. So yeah, that's at the heart of the matter. Now, surrounding tarot cards, you have the Queen of Pentacles, Earth energy, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, specifically Virgo for me. I feel Queen of Pentacles is very Virgo energy. And with the Queen of Pentacles, it's a very nurturing energy. Also, the Queen of Pentacles is very good at maintaining the home. It comes naturally. And the Queen of Pentacles is good at business too. So Queen of Pentacles has a business sense. Queen of Pentacles is a good money manager. So some of you could be an earth sign, or you could have been dealing with an earth sign, or there could be earth in somebody's chart. Now, on the other side of this, you have the King of Swords, air energy, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, specifically Gemini for me. I feel that Gemini is King of Swords energy. Some of you could be dealing, like I said, with an air sign, or have it in your chart or in their chart or what have you. I feel this King of Swords and this Queen of Pentacles, there was a connection, and I really feel like there might have been a Virgo involved here. The only reason I'm saying that is because Virgo does pretty good, even though they're an earth sign, Virgo does pretty good with an air sign. The reason is because Virgo's ruling planet is Mercury, which is thoughts and communication, also shared by, wait for it, Gemini. So there could be something there with this. Also, something just said to me, especially with Virgo and Gemini sharing Mercury, there may be something of significance that happens during Mercury retrograde, which starts at the end of August and goes into the middle of September. So towards the end of August to the middle of September, there might be something significant that happens. With this Queen of Pentacles and this King of Swords, I do feel for some of you it started off as physical at first with this Ace of Wands. I feel like the physical was one of the things that held you together. But I also feel like with this book being here, that there was something intellectual as well, where you could have deep conversations intellectually. So I feel it was physical and intellectual. Now the thing is that from one side, I feel like there may not have been as much nurturing there. I do feel that. Now, isn't it interesting in that song it says, do you suppose that we can bloom like a rose when it's kissed by early morning's dew? And this is a rose coming out of this book. Go figure. But yeah, with this also, I feel like somebody could be looking at old pictures, especially with this book. Like some of you might have an old school photo book. I don't know if people still have those. I know my mother does. I've been trying to find it and burn it because some of my old pictures, it's like, that ain't it. But anyways, so yeah, I feel like some of you might be looking at old pictures possibly in doing that. I also feel that you had what it takes to make it work. I believe there might have been an issue with trust too. Isn't it interesting that the Magician, which represents Mercury, there is something involving Mercury here. You have Virgo energy, you have Gemini energy. Which, again, Mercury. With the Magician is Mercury energy, Virgo and Gemini. There's something significant with a Virgo and a Gemini in this. It doesn't have to be that. It can be whatever sign it is. I'm just saying that it would not surprise me if this resonated more with a Virgo or a Gemini, or both. So, yeah, with the Magician card here, I feel you had everything you needed to make this relationship work. I just feel also, even though you were soulmates, because look at the swan. Anytime I see swan, I think of soulmates. Even though you were soulmates, I still feel like there wasn't enough trust. I feel like for either one party or the other or both, that when words were spoken, I don't feel like there was a great degree of trust with it. I feel something saying to me as I'm looking at this, like someone had to check the story, is what they had to do. Where if they were told something, they would wait until they're alone and then start doing the research to make sure what they told was correct, if that makes sense. Now, also, A butterfly is here in this card. I just now noticed this. Butterfly is about transformation. Now, this separation could be a transformation for the relationship in the sense of maybe it will make both parties realize how much they mean to each other. Again, you know your story better than me. Bottom of the deck is Judgment for the tarot. So this is making a decision. This is having the option. Now, for some of you, this could be in court because, again, I feel like on one timeline there was a marriage and someone might be making the decision whether they want to divorce or not. Because maybe it is a separation but not a divorce, because there is a difference. So with this Judgment coming around, someone may have the decision, be like, okay, what do I want to do? Now, I will be honest. If it is a marriage and Judgment is coming around, Venus is in retrograde right now. It isn't favorable to decisions in relationships. I'll just put it like that. Not saying that it's an absolute no. I'm just saying if they're making this decision while Venus is in retrograde, which Venus being in retrograde might trigger them making a decision. Now, again, Mercury's going in the retrograde too. Mercury and Venus will be in retrograde because Venus started retrograde yesterday, which was Friday the 21st, I think. So, yeah, July 21st. Pretty sure it's that or something like that. It'll stay in retrograde, Venus will, until September the 3rd. Mercury goes retrograde, I want to say August the 20th. And stays retrograde until September the 13th, middle of September. So from the end of August to the first week of September, Venus and Mercury will be retrograde. There's a lot of thinking in that energy because the whole purpose of Mercury retrograde, oh, my nose is itching, somebody's talking about me. The whole purpose of Mercury retrograde is to get people to slow down and think and tie up things that need to be tied up. It's the same thing with Venus retrograde where it's like, okay, let me look over things, usually with contracts and money and stuff like that. It's not recommended, as I mentioned before, to start a business during Venus retrograde because it'll slow down. Same thing with Mercury retrograde too, because you may miss something or sign a bad contract. They say don't sign contracts during Mercury retrograde. So yeah, something of significance is probably going to happen during Mercury retrograde or during this Venus retrograde. I don't really see a decision being made during the first part of the Venus retrograde. I feel like the decision will be while Venus and Mercury are retrograde together. So that will be the end of August, like the 20th, to the first week of September, like maybe the 3rd. Or whatever. During that period, it wouldn't surprise me if there isn't a decision made or if there aren't certain things addressed that haven't been addressed. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But I do feel the separation is unintended. I feel like even if one party wants the separation on the surface, they've been second guessing themselves, whoever it is. But hey, you know your story better than me. If you want to get back together, we all have free will. I'm just telling you what the cards and the energy is. Until next time, everyone, be blessed.